never forget it. We all make our plans. I admit I was married young because we're going to go to college. We're going to do this together, right? We're going to go to medical school. We're going to change the world together. And what usually happens is we found out by 74, we were expecting our first child. And I remember the first thing somebody said to me was, what are you going to do that's going to kind of disrupt your plans? And it was the first time that anyone had ever said, I was in a university setting, pointed out that a child was a disruption. Now, we now have, our daughter's married, we have grandchildren, but I remember that, and recently it struck me. And so that was the beginning of seeing children as something that could ruin your lives or change your lives. Then there were 5 years before we had our second child. But when I got pregnant, the second child and the third, we have 2 boys, were close together. And I remember my neighbors saying, why would you do that? You've perfect life. You've got a daughter and a son. Why would you mess that up? And I thought, so you would have me reject just because the sheer numbers don't. So it's a cultural thought that a child becomes an inconvenience. They become in a way of accomplishing not what you want to do, not they placed on that journey to live our lives with us. And so our culture has been radically deformed in their thinking. And I think a lot of it goes back, and that would be another conversation, to the impact of what I call not feminism, but radical feminism. Radical feminism and the impact on our culture and how it's impacted. It's sowed chaos and violence between the mother and the child.
Do you think radical feminism has had a negative impact on our understanding or appreciation for fathers and fatherhood?
Most definitely. I mean, it's pitted it pitted motherhood against where our lives were going. It pitted, I was to say that abortion, it pits children and mothers against children. It's sown violence and the discord, in the very heart of intimate human relationships. It's degraded the father's role increasingly, and it's saw a child not as a gift, but as portrayed something as a competitor or an intrusion or an inconvenience in life. And it's, I teach this piece on how God made us, what I'm saying, that we're made radically different, but it took away from, we are made different. You can't change the essence of who we are, but we were made to be complementary one another, not competitors. And that erosion and that delusion that has impacted our society and our culture is so prevalent today. I mean, it's casted fathers so far. You've probably heard the service they do in the prisons. When it's Mother's Day, they put out cards and everybody takes a card for the moms. When it's Father's Day, the card is full of cards because of those broken fatherhood relationships. But so much more than that. I was doing a absence education 20 years ago in an inner city school, and I was there late, and a young man followed me out to the car, and he said to me, young black football player, and he goes, hey lady. I said, yes. He goes, is what you said true? And I said, well, what part did I say? He goes, the part that you told me I was a human walking petri dish. And I said, well, we were talking about disease and sex before marriage and unprotected sex and things that were going on. I said, yes. And he said, we need, and it struck me because he said, we need people like you, but we also need people like me. And I said, what do you mean? He said, he says, when I go down the street in my neighborhood, I hear young women say, there goes my baby's daddy, and there goes my other baby's daddy. And he said, what he was telling me is, I need mentoring. I need other men who look like me to come in and help my community. And it's always stayed with me. He recognized that something that's over 20 years ago was happening in his community. And so that's why I applaud programs that reach, we can talk, but we need to be in our communities. I'm a nurse. That's what I do. My heart is with people. It's at the bedside or at the neighborhood where people are, reaching people where they are. That's what Jesus did. He went out 2 by 2 into the communities and touched people's lives.
Yeah. Folks, this is Book Talk with Corbin. I'm your host. We have with us Addia Wuchner. She's the Executive Director of Kentucky Right to Life, and she's also part of the Yes for Life movement. Sis, where's the website for Yes for Life? Give me that address.
Oh, yesforlifeky.com. Just
Now,
YES for FOR life, KY.com, sir.
Okay. YES for the number 4 life?
No, just for FOR. So
FOR, okay.
YES FOR LIFEKY.com.
Okay, FOR, KY. And I want my listeners, please go check that out. I'm so glad that she mentioned about Sister Angela Minter, who had played over the years, has played a key role in bringing this issue to the forefront with me, really keeping it in front of my face. And it's her, and then, of course, the other lady who's helped me do that has been my daughter, Sarah. I'll never forget when we were, I guess these little medical appointments you go to with the doctor, and the doctor took a picture of Sarah in her mother's belly. And she said, look, she's sucking her thumb. And she was slowly bringing her thumb into her mouth. I tell Sarah that story all the time because I say, baby, I've never seen you suck your thumb again. After that, I never saw her do it again. It was so.
But isn't that wonderful, that picture inside where you could see? There's a beautiful video out now. It's called Baby Olivia. People can Google it, and they can see that life form, and they just it's so well done. And I tell you, people, Google Baby Olivia. She just that picture into that life.
Absolutely. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to go do it. Baby Olivia.
Baby Olivia. I love Baby Olivia.
So, Sarah's the other reason why I like abortion. Dude, you kidding me? There's no way. There's just no way.
I know you can't see behind me, but I have some pictures. And well, here we go. One of them was our first grandchild. And this was his little, I don't know how to do this somewhere. But this was his first picture. And it said, "See you soon, Mimi." Right. And it was so sweet. And he's now 20 years old. So. Oh,
man. Yeah, they talk about inconvenience. I mean, unfortunately, I divorced Sarah's mother divorced me. And so I was always picking her up. And then one day, Sarah said, "Daddy, you always want to see me." And I looked at her and said, "Baby, you're my gift. I can't imagine going through life and not seeing you all the time." To me, that's why you have to. I can't understand people who don't want to see their children.
Gift. You said that word, gift.
Yeah.
These children are gifts, and they're entrusted to a mama and a father. And so many times the father is sort of cast aside. I hate to be graphic, as a sperm donor, and just sort of set over here outside their life. And I think that's why maybe we'll talk someday about why there's so many blanks on the birth certificates where the father's name would be.
Yes. Yeah, we definitely need to do that. Sis, I need to stop now. I got another interview I got to go into. We'd be up here for hours, girl.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. I will ask for prayers. Angela and I mentor, and I will be praying on the steps of the Supreme Court on Tuesday, and our Attorney General will be there at the U.S. Supreme Court on Tuesday the 12th. So just pray for Attorney General Cameron and his team.
We'll definitely do that.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, sis. Bye-bye.
Thanks.